Brian Robbins, who is the CEO of Paramount Pictures, the guy in the wall.
It's so funny that people look at that photograph of Harry and Meghan with Brian Robbins and his wife Tracy and think about diplomacy and Jamaica and all of that stuff, right? This is a globalist photo. This is a we're here for business, but more than that. Brian Robbins is on his second black wife and I believe has a total of 4 black children. To me, this is much more about the Los Angeles divide between people who have kids and people who don't. You can't let your kids go to school anywhere. You can't let your kids bond with and play with anybody. And this seems like, yes, there's a movie. And it's funny because no one's reviewing the movie or talking about the movie. But to me, this is much more like a gesture of, hey, we want you to be part of our doings. We want to bond with you. Who's to say they ever had a personal interaction or relationship before this? But to not comment on the very apparent fact that these 2 high net worth white men are married to black women, sisters, yes, right? Upscale, educated, right? We know divorce statistics say that white men, black women marriages last way longer than what? Black men, white women marriages. Often when white men, and a lot of black men and comedians say this, when white men get black women, they get the baddest black woman that they can find. Whereas if you're an athlete or a rapper or something like that, right? Lil Wayne, waitress. Lil Wayne, it doesn't seem to be a very high bar for the kind of partner and what that partner brings to the table, right? Someone who may not have graduated from college or never had a job, like, I don't know, you might be able to think of an example or two. But, to have that in common with another man who is, doing well in life, high net worth, good family background, decent, cares about the world, philanthropy, business on an international scale, charity on an international scale. To me, that seems like a much more critical part of why the gesture was made to invite these 2 to join another California interracial couple at this event, right? I hope the movie's great. I don't know who's in it. And, there are all these attacks from Angela Levin. She doesn't have any idea what Paramount Pictures, the studio, means vis-a-vis Netflix. She doesn't understand, people more than Angela Levin have been saying, Meghan Markle's begging for a job. They need their next job. That's not how it works. Paramount Pictures is a physical studio. Any network, Netflix, any streaming service can go there and rent office and production space to make a show, right? If a show gets greenlit, it could be for a channel, it could be for a streaming service, but you can go to any studio in town to do the physical production and then they get an end credit. It's not some hostile or contentious because it didn't work out. I forgot I have soy sauce on my chin. Yes, I got some sushi after church. It just, you have all these ignoramuses across the pond, frothing at the mouth to find some business reason that has nothing to do with the business of being, well-to-do and successful and loving black women in America. It has to just slap you in the face and the eyeballs that both of these white men are with highfalutin, very accomplished, gorgeous sisters. I heard Angela Levin critiquing what Meghan Markle was wearing. Oh, it's a ball gown. The skirt is too big. Hating because she looks extraordinary. If I'm on vacation and I'm with my man, I want to wear the outfit I want to wear. And it's actually separates, right? With some very, very restrained jewelry and very restrained hair, right? But, certain people can't stand it. They can't stand that you're with a man that they think they would prefer to see differently partnered. They can't stand that you're happy and that you escaped with your mental intact. Not everyone can say that, right? You're trapped in these marriages with these cheating husbands driving you crazy, and people without options stick around. Stick around, dig their heels in, and, get driven to the very limits of sanity and perhaps beyond, because, there's all kinds of reasons to get married, right? There's all kinds of reasons to have certain unions, and that's fine. But why you cannot let bygones be bygones and let, elegant, gorgeous people who have, certain cultural things in common, maybe they just like Bob Marley. Who doesn't? If you go on vacation, if you go to Jamaica, you go to the Hamptons, you go to Catalina, what are you going to hear? The Gypsy Kings, Bob Marley, right? There's certain music that you're going to hear, and it is music that's globally recognized. I think this is an important film. I haven't seen it. I think that the work that Harry and Meghan do is global and important and impactful. Whatever the business is with, former colonies cutting the cord with the British royal family, that's their business. But miss me with the idea that people can't travel places and do things that have nothing to do with any, stale pomp and circumstance and, sort of the idea that, because of birth and birth order, that certain people are entitled to do things that they may not, in fact, be good at. Now, no one is silly enough to be hostile to the health recovery of the rest of the British royal family. That's silly, right? You have cool people traveling the world, living life, giving each other breathing room. Harry and Meghan can do events separately, but when the invitation gets extended, whether it was personally through William Morris Endeavor or through management or through the Archwell Foundation or Invictus, however it came to pass, what a cool event. Angela Levin is talking crap and other people are talking crap about, oh, Harry and Meghan weren't happy with, the seating at the venue. You're in Jamaica. Need I remind you what the airport in places like Jamaica, Haiti, Martinique, it doesn't look like buildings and it doesn't look like the Soho House, and that's fine. It's kind of a kick to be at an event with heads of state from a different state, but that wasn't the point, right? Looking good. We're in here every day trying to make content. And if we don't get photos and we don't get stories, it's hard to make, something out of the imagination, something out of nothing. So we have to think that, part of the business of media and being a content creator is to find something juicy and interesting for you, for your audience, and talk about it, right? And indeed, the Sussex family never misses. And, the looks are incredible. The vibes are impeccable, that they're making such strong relationships with other, people who are serious and doing stuff, who have motion, right? They're not trapped in some castle or some loveless marriage where there's all kinds of weird scandals and, just battling over stuff that nobody cares about, right? Nobody cares. Like, it's so old-fashioned and in a way not relevant. Like, it's cool if you're a tourist and what do you want? Like a spoon with the picture of the UK flag on it? That's cool. But that culture doesn't begin and end where the British Empire is or was. It is about, things that are modern, new movies dropping, new, fashion, different silhouettes. You don't have to show your hip bones in every outfit. And yeah, she can not only be strapless, spaghetti straps, looking incredible. It's Jamaica. It's hot down there. It's the vacation place. If you haven't been, I highly recommend it. The jerk is excellent, as is the breadfruit. But, the colonial times are over. They're ending. Get with it. And, interracial relationships are a thing. And they're very successful long term. Ask George Lucas. ask, any number of